saved a pouch on Pinterest and wished you could make it yourself? This is one from my gallery. Let's try this super easy, aesthetic and handmade with love. Welcome to Pouches and More. These are some of the materials I have here and they're somewhat similar to the ones over here. And I think I'll go with this one to make the pouch. So let's check out all the materials that are required. We require 2 pieces of main fabric and these measure 9.5 by 5.5. 2 pieces of fusible interfacing. This has adhesive on one side and this also measures 9.5 by 5.5. 2 pieces of lining fabric and this measures 9.5 by 5.25. 2 pieces of binding strip measuring 10 inches by 2 inches. Now here we have got the straight fabric and here we'll be cutting it cross. That is, it's having stretch. So this is for the bias binding. We'll be cutting these. 2 strips of bias binding measuring 1.5 inch by 18.5 inch. 1 piece of main fabric 2 inches by 2.5 inches. A 10-inch long zip. I have taken a longer zip. For the piping, this is the thread that I'll be using. I bought it from a local shop. In case it is available on Amazon, I'll be linking it down in the description. Now, any material that I'll be using over here, in case it is available on Amazon, I'll link it down in the description. So, these are all the materials that will be used to make this pouch. We'll start prepping the fabrics. Before that, we're just going to do one thing. We're going to take the interfacing, that is the fusible interfacing. On the base corner, we'll be making a 1-inch mark on both the sides. That is, base as well as the side. We'll just make a 1-inch mark. And we are going to join these 2 marks with a curve. So, in case you don't have this sort of a curve ruler, you can always use any circular object. Now, the same thing, curve, we'll be doing on the other side as well as on the other piece of interfacing. Our interfacing is ready. Now in this we have placed adhesive side on top. We are going to place the fabric wrong side facing down, that is on the adhesive side. So the wrong side of the fabric will be on the adhesive side and we are going to iron the same thing on the other side. Also wrong side down on the adhesive side. We are going to iron both of this to stick. While we are at the ironing board, we'll also do another thing. We are going to take this is for the zip tab, fold it in half like this and get the raw edges to the center. Again make a fold. This is for the zip tab. Now we are going to iron this also. We're just going to clip it. Same thing we'll be doing on the binding strip also. This is a straight binding. Just fold it in half like this. Get both the raw edges to the center again. And again make a fold and iron this. So while we are at the ironing board, we're just going to iron all of these. So for the binding again, just fold it in half, get the raw edges to the center, the long raw edges to the center and again make a fold and iron this. So we're going to iron all of them. All our fabrics are ready. Now the other thing we need to do is cut the lining fabric. Our lining fabric is 1/4 inches smaller or shorter. So we are going to align the base, not the top part. We are going to align it from the side and the base. Since it is 1/4 inch shorter, we are going to place it like so and then cut the curve. That is what we have done here. So now all our fabrics are ready. We're just going to keep it aside. So first thing, we are going to attach the zip tab to the zip. So we have taken the zip. The flat end will be attaching the tab. So this is what we have folded and kept. Now we'll insert the zipper tape into the tab like this and make a stitch over here. Simultaneously, we'll also prepare our piping. So for that, we'll take our bias binding strip and we're going to place a thread, piping thread that I'll be using right in the center. Fold it like this and we'll be making a stitch very close to the thread. For attaching the piping, I'll be changing the foot. I'll be putting this foot. This is a single foot like this. This is also available on Amazon. I'll put the link down below. Now to attach the foot, we'll have to remove the screw from here. So first we're just going to loosen the screw. So we'll have to remove the entire foot. For attaching the piping, first we are going to stitch it on the thread to hold it. Next we will stitch straight right beside the thread. Our tab is ready and our piping is also ready. We're just going to cut the extra fabric from the tab. Take the main fabric and lining fabric. Main fabric, we are going to make some marks. So on both the corners, on the top part where we will be attaching the zip, we are going to make a mark of half an inch. So both sides half an inch will be making a mark. Now slider side facing down, align the zip tab to this half inch mark like this. And we are going to clip it right till the other side. When we reach this half inch mark, we'll stop quarter inch behind the mark. So quarter inch behind the mark we'll be stopping. Now we'll place the lining fabric right side facing down. Align from the side and the top. So here we have cut quarter inch short. It's okay. The lining fabric does not clump inside the main fabric if we make it quarter inch short. So the lining fabric also will stop stitching quarter inch behind the half inch mark. So here we'll stop stitching both the main fabric and the lining fabric. So this is the mark, and quarter inch behind the mark we will stop stitching. And what we're going to do is, first we'll just push the slider inside, separate the zipper tape since it's attached now, and a single tape, that is the tape we are stitching, we are going to turn it like this. So the zipper tape is straight. We're just going to lift the fabric and turn the tape like this. Neatly press it, and now put both the fabrics back together again, and we'll have to stitch right till the end. So this is how it will be looking. It gives a neat finish and it is exactly on the half inch mark. So our zipper tape is attached now and it looks neat. For making the top stitch, first we are going to cut this extra zipper tape. Once that is done, we are just going to turn the seams, that is the extra fabric over here, we are going to push it towards the main fabric. And we need to make a top stitch on the main fabric. We are not going to make a top stitch on the lining. So the seam, we are going to push it towards the main fabric. We'll do this right till the end, and then we'll be making a top stitch. So right till the end, we'll push the seam to under the main fabric and then make a stitch. The lining fabric will not be under the main fabric. So our top stitch is done. Here it is. Now we are going to attach the straight binding. So we are going to take our straight binding, and where the fold is, that is where the main fabric fold is. We are going to exactly align it over there and make a stitch. So on the top part over here, we'll neatly align the binding like this on the main fabric, and we are going to clip it. We need to make a stitch on this. So see that there is no fabric between the zip and the binding. So here we'll be making two stitches, one close to the zip and the second below. So there will be two stitches, one close to the zip and the second below that. Binding finished. We need to attach our piping now. Remember, everything that we are doing will be only on the main fabric, not on the lining fabric. So only on the main fabric will be attaching the binding as well as the piping. Now for the piping, I have cut it to around quarter inch. So all the excess fabric I have cut. We are going to start by first folding the piping like this right till the binding. So right below the binding, we are going to fold the piping like this and start stitching. So here we have folded it, it's just how we folded it for the zipper tape. We're just going to fold the piping over here and attach it with the clip. Now where it is straight, we are simply going to attach the binding without making any cuts. So here it is straight, we're just going to attach the binding like piping, like this. Here it is curved, so here we'll make small cuts. It becomes easy to attach the piping in a curved part. So since we have curved the fabric, since we have cut the fabric, it becomes easy to curve it on the edge. Now again straight, we'll attach the fabric absolutely straight. Where there is a curve, again we'll make small cuts like this and we'll continue clipping. So we'll clip right till the end. Even in the curved part, see that the edges match of the piping as well as the main body. Now as we reach the end, same thing we'll do, just fold the piping like this till it reaches the binding strip. See that it doesn't go on the binding strip till the edge. Now here we'll have to make a stitch all around. Our zip is attached, binding is attached and piping is attached. Now we're just going to cut off all the extra fabric all in both the sides. Our one side is ready. This entire thing we'll do on the other side also, excepting this piping. So we're just going to make markings of 1/2 inch on the main fabric. Align it with the zip tab, right side facing down on the zipper tape. Align it on the other side. So align it from the side also. So the side also should have a neat finish. Align it from the side as well as the top part. Align it from to the 1/2 inch mark that we did. So the zipper tab will be aligning to the 1/2 inch mark that we did, and we'll be clipping right till the end. Once we reach the 1/2 inch mark over here, 1/4 inch before the 1/2 inch mark, again we'll stop stitching. Same thing, now place the lining fabric right side facing down. Align it from the side as well as the top and clip them together. Make a stitch till here. 1/4 inch before the 1/2 inch mark, stop stitching, turn the zip, continue stitching like this. Stitching done. For the top stitch, same thing, cut the extra zip, put the seam under the main fabric and make a straight stitch on the main fabric. So top stitch is done. Now the same way how we attached on the other side, we are going to attach this binding strip over here and make 2 stitches similar to what we did on the other side. Binding done, cut extra fabric. Put both the right sides of the main fabric together like this. See that the binding strip that we attached, open the zip slightly and see that the binding strip that we attached, straight binding, that aligns neatly as it will be seen from the outside. So align the binding strips and then clip them all around. Same thing on the other side also, align the binding strips neatly and then clip. Once this is done, we'll do the same on our lining fabric also. Just align all around and clip. We need to make a stitch. Over here in the center part, we'll be leaving an opening. So this is the opening that we'll be leaving. All around we'll be stitching. There's a curved part on the corners. Before turning it over, just cut it. I'll be using the zigzag scissors to cut the curved part over here. Flatten the seams. This is the opening. So we're just going to flatten the seams over here so that once we turn it over to the right side, we need to stitch these seams, and it will be easy if we fold the fabric like this. So from the opening, now we'll just turn the entire pouch over to the right side. We turn the pouch to the right side. This is how it looks. So the side is perfect. Now the last step is to stitch the opening that we left in the lining fabric. So in case you have any changes that you want to make, this is the time. Before you stitch the opening, you have to make any changes you want to. So we're just going to make a straight stitch here. Our pouch is ready and done. This is how it will be looking. The piping and the binding on the sides have come out perfect. On both the sides, they look good. So here's your Pinterest perfect pouch. Simple, pretty, and so satisfying to make. There's another Pinterest inspired project, a tote bag, on my channel. And in case you're interested to check that out, I'll be leaving the link at the end of this video. Now here we can also attach a fabric label. This is completely optional. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.